Using your mind to get rid of negative emotions is probably the most effective way to get rid of negative emotions, because you actually don't want negative emotions, because over time they harm the body, and the highest directive of your mind is to preserve and run the body. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can easily and effortlessly get rid of negative emotions with your mind. My name is Alex Morgan, and I help you align your actions, your beliefs, your dreams, and your thinking so you can achieve success. And success is here right now, so you might as well be ready for it. And one of the easiest ways to be ready for it is to not be clouded by negative emotions. Now, this could be things like minor negative emotions, irritation, and frustration. Or this can be things like major negative emotions, anger, sadness, fear, hurt, guilt. Now, if you want to work with more major negative emotions, I would suggest reaching out to someone who deals with these things regularly. I am one of those people. All my information will be in the description of the video, so reach out. So always consider that. So the reason that our mind is so effective at getting rid of negative emotions is because our mind is storing those emotions. Our mind is the domain of our emotions. So if you think about it, how many times have you just been going about your day and all of a sudden your mind, it throws some memory and you're faced with some sort of negative emotion? And chances are, what do? You repress that negative emotion. And the more you shove that down, it's almost like you shove it down in the abyss and you hope it goes away. However, your unconscious mind, it's going to strategically bring that right back up into your face again and again until you become consciously that you want to unconsciously get rid of it. So the unconscious mind, it's trying to help you. It's trying to guide you. It's trying to tell you something. So if you keep seeing things coming up, different negative emotions, different events that you're thinking about, then you're going to want to resolve these eventually, because the more you repress those down and just try to get rid of them like that, trust me, they're coming back up. They're not going to just go away. And the thing about using your mind to get rid of these negative emotions, it doesn't necessarily get rid of the event, the memory, or what happened. What it does is it changes the meaning, because you're able to learn from these things. That's what the past should be for. The past is essentially about learning. You can learn from the past so that you can use those resources now when you're learning them and in the future. So why keep repressing something down when instead you could learn from it, change the meaning? And changing the meaning of a negative emotion, it can change your whole reality. It can change your whole future. Imagine how many choices, opportunities, and possibilities you had. When I first started getting into this type of thing, I went to a training. And this whole training, for the most part, I had anxiety. I went through a lot of the techniques and I had anxiety, and it was slowly kind of going away. It was getting less and less. And then I got to one technique where we had to work on fear. And I was totally in agreement. I was like, yes, I want to get rid of fear. And I wasn't even thinking about anxiety or anything like this. And after I got rid of fear, all of a sudden, this anxiety that I had for all kinds of different things, it was gone. I felt calm. I felt like everything was going to be fine. Like I deserved to have more than I was achieving before now. Like everything just seemed so much easier. And oftentimes when I work with clients, they feel something similar. They've had these negative emotions that they've held on to for years and years and years. And all of a sudden, when you change the meaning of these events, these negative emotions, all of a sudden you have the freedom to fill up your life with whatever it is you want. And it's important to fill it up with whatever you want, because a lot of times people are using these negative emotions to motivate themselves. So the thing to consider is, when you get rid of these negative emotions, the next thing you want to do is, what do you want to feel instead. And I'll take you through the process in just a moment. But you want to fill up your reality with something else. Because why motivate yourself with something painful when instead you can motivate yourself with pleasure? Did you ever think of that? And then when you achieve things, it'll feel good. And you won't be burnt out or stressed. You'll feel good achieving things. And then you'll want more because your mind, it gets used to this. And when it has something good in one area of your life, it goes everywhere. So for this video, we're going to work on a minor negative emotion. So think of something like frustration. That's what I'm going to use for the example. So when you think of frustration, you can ask yourself some questions in your mind, and your mind is going to search inside to find an answer. So you're going to ask yourself questions to get rid of this negative emotion. So this frustration, when did you decide to create this? And think about it. There's going to be a time. It's going to be a time in the past. It doesn't matter so much how far in the past. Just know that it's in the past. It could be when you were really small, for example. And when you have that time, you can ask yourself, was that the first time or was there a time before that? And then that'll confirm that you have the right answer. And just trust whatever answer comes to your mind. That's the important thing to consider. Is this also builds rapport with your unconscious mind. Your unconscious mind has all these answers. It knows. Like I said, it's the domain of all the emotions. Now that you know the time, the first time, you can ask yourself, what can I learn from this? The learning of which will allow you to let go of the emotions easily and effortlessly. You'll easily be able to let go of frustration. So what can you learn from this? And make the learnings very positive. Make them about yourself. So you can use the words I am, I have, something like this. So think about that. What can you learn from this? And that should allow you to let go of the emotion. Like I said, once you let go of the emotion, though, you want to be able to fill it up with something else because you don't want to be motivated by frustration. You want to be motivated by something else. So ask yourself, what is it that you want to do and feel instead? And when you do and feel this, you'll have much more success than you ever dreamed of. So let your mind answer these questions. And it's okay to have 1, 2, 3, 4 answers, however many is right for you. You don't need to go on and on forever and ever. You're just showing your mind that you have other choices. Because everything that you should do with your unconscious mind, you need to show your unconscious mind that there's more choices. A lot of the times when people feel negative emotions, they don't think they have other choices. How many times have you heard someone say, I'm anxious, I'm sad, I'm angry? Okay, good. You feel angry. Feel it for a second. And then feel something else. You have choices. So what is it that you want to do instead? And so you ask yourself these questions. When did you decide to create this, or when did you decide this? What can you learn from this? And what do you want to do instead? Because you want to fill up your reality with pleasure. So you're motivated by something good. Because when we feel good and we're focusing on our goals, and I talked a lot about this in a couple videos ago, so I'll put it up right here. When you're thinking really good and feeling really good, what you want is more likely to happen. It's harder to achieve goals when you're frustrated or you have other minor, major negative emotions. And it's going to be more harmful for your mind and for your body. When you're feeling good, it's going to feel good to achieve those goals. It'll feel more easy and effortless and automatic and natural. So you want to get rid of these negative emotions because of the reasons I mentioned earlier. And you want to fill up your life with all the good stuff. That's what people ask. Well, what am I going to do? You're going to fill up your life with all the good stuff. You'll start to notice new choices, possibilities, and opportunities now, won't you? And people often ask, how long is this going to last? This is going to last as long as you want. You still need to take action, and you still need to focus on what you want. However, this will last. You will feel good as long as you want this to last. And even in the future, when you notice yourself getting frustrated, what can you do instead of feeling frustration? So when you feel this in the future, if it does ever come up, you can ask yourself these questions again. These aren't just for asking one time. You can continue to ask these questions. What can I do instead? What can I learn from this? What can I do instead? And this will guide you to a much more successful reality so you can create your ideal future. So comment below what you thought. And I hope you enjoyed this video, because when you get rid of negative emotions, it really changes the meaning of your reality and it allows you to get predictable results. And why leave success up to chance? You might as well make it easy and predictable for you. Go ahead and like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I really appreciate all the support I'm getting lately, all the people subscribing, commenting, having good questions, recommendations, suggestions, everything. I'm going to continue to make these videos and upload them every single day. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you on the next video.